looks like the stream is up and running. Hi everyone, I'm TigerHawk-T3, and today we're going to look at more DxWnd documentation. This is, again, a little program. It's an open source project, and the basic goal is to put DirectX programs into a window instead of having them take up the full screen. There's lots of options you can do to make really old games run better, or run at all in the first place. And when I first ran across this project, there was no documentation. So being a professional technical writer, technically, I'm doing that. So here we are. We open our project. Here's what we've got, and I have this is the latest message from the developer. In theory, there could be many developers, but I don't really know of many people who are actively contributing other than this person, and he does a lot. So I have to change a name of this. Something was moved and there's an error, and he's going to send me an update, which is this, and he's going to send a description and mostly this stuff. Things are pretty much okay, and the main problem is that process all messages was confused with position message processing. While in effect the first is simply a placeholder, just switch to default no operation in the radio button selector. Cool. The file and attached should clarify all questions and highlight the small typo. Delightful. Let's get that, and let's open it, and let's put it over here. So revised input section. By the way, I have given this developer no direction as to what his update files should look like. He's doing this all on his own. It used to be just a few lines for each thing, just kind of dumped out there. And I haven't told him to do things, but I've said, like, do you have the description for this, or the name, or the flag label, meaning the thing that you write in the configuration file, like an all caps thing with no spaces, and what section should it be in, and so he has input section and various sections here. Now he's writing the version as well, and this should be pretty useful. So cursor handling, okay. Message handling. Let me actually open this. So I'm going to actually open the latest build. And modify it there. So message handling, caption, process all messages. Where's that? Input. Message handling, process all messages. Label none, description default. So what do I have in here? Input, message handling, process all messages, no label, and that's the default behavior. Aha. Process all messages is position message processing. Okay. Wasn't this something? Hang on. Now I am confused. Process all messages. Skip this filter over there. Defaulting. Default messages, okay. Skip offending messages is filter messages. Process all messages, no label. Wasn't process all messages supposed to be position message processing? Is there a new version of this or something? '97. Okay. Sometimes there is a new version, and then you have to get the new build. When I was at a large tech company, we had to do the same thing, except it took a lot longer. Because instead of a little window hooking program, it was a large desktop application for laying out FPGAs. Very large. Okay, so I'm extracting now. It was like a gig or something that we had to copy over from the build server and then uninstall the old one and install the new one, sort of thing. Took kind of a while. This is not nearly so bad by comparison, and I will close this. It's going from process all messages is what we have now. Gotta add one. One day I intend to play this particular Spider-Man game on stream. This is why I got this program in the first place. And I couldn't figure out how to make it run properly, and I wanted it windowed. And it was like freezing and crashing. And I asked in the forum, and he's like, you need this flag right here. And I'm like, oh. Alrighty. And that was it. Modify input messages, still process all messages. So it doesn't look like that has actually changed. Title change to position message processing. Input message handling, message processing. Input message handling, message processing. It still says process all messages. I'm gonna leave it as it is with process all messages because that's what it actually says, even in the latest build. I don't see any position message processing. That's not there. I'll have to make a note of that. This is what I do. I make my little notes. I go, message handling, GUI title, still process all messages. Don't see position message processing. I don't see where that is. What am I looking for? I see we have someone in chat, the Yellow Man again. How's it going? He says first, trollolololol. You gotta do a little bit of trolling. A little bit. What do I got? Yeah, I don't see the process all messages. And it says process all messages here. But in this, it says position message processing. So I don't think it is. I'm gonna double check with him to confirm. Move from cursor handling to message handling. From cursor handling to message handling, and it is What are we talking about? Cursor handling to message handling. Skip offending, defaulting offending. Filter offending messages. Change to skip offending messages and is now in message handling. Skip offending messages, filter messages, now in there, okay. Okay, defaulting offending messages, default messages, okay. Okay, new flags, yes, these are ones that I asked about. And he responded, so in DirectX 2, because there are two different tabs for DirectX, they're not a different kind of DirectX in any way. It was just there wasn't enough room for all the DirectX flags in one tab. DirectX 2 DDraw tweaks. DirectX 2 DDraw tweaks. There's only one section, that's okay. Clear texture 4cc and no exclusive co-op level. I have no idea what those are, and I'm going to find out. DirectX 2 DDraw tweaks. DirectX 2 DDraw tweaks. Question marks. That's right. Yellowman says, I did not say first, I said frist. Yes, you did say frist. I am an autocorrect. That's how it works. What have we got? What have we got? This stuff. Clear texture 4cc. Let's copy that in. And let's copy in this. No DD exclusive mode. Sometimes there may be a typo in these flags, I've noticed. Not very often, once or twice. But I double check to make sure. Okay. And DD is probably direct draw in some way. We'll find out. I'm just gonna copy paste these into here. And then I will edit them within helping doc is what I use. As you can see, helping doc. Okay. Experimental flag for game tweaking. Tweaking games. Currently, DxWnd lets you dump, edit, Oxford comma, and replace all uncompressed game textures. Textures compressed with a 4cc codec can't be processed this way. This flag forces the 4cc off in capability query and in texture surface creation. Forces 4cc capabilities off in the capability query and in texture surface creation. This forces the game to use uncompressed, let's do this, to use plain uncompressed bitmap textures that can be easily tweaked. As a side effect, to avoid texture errors, it may happen that texture flags will have to be tuned accordingly. You may need to adjust texture flags. To avoid texture errors, you may need to adjust texture flags. This flag was introduced for the game The Sting. Was introduced to allow uncompressed textures for the game The Sting. Okay. No exclusive co-op level. What is that? And can we see all of the... Whoa, we can't see all that text. I can fix that. Perfect. When running a program in windowed mode, Yellow Man says, I feel like I should be smarter after watching this, but I don't understand. If there's stuff you're not getting, ask. I don't really understand all of this either, because it's a lot of Windows graphics specific programming stuff, and sometimes there's a level of detail that's not incredibly useful for users, and I either just correct the English and whoever likes that stuff will understand, or I take it out entirely because it just doesn't seem relevant at all. I think 99% of people who use this just want to run their little game in a window. That's it. They just want it to work. When running a program in windowed mode, DxWnd suppresses the DirectDraw DDSCL exclusive. Let's put that in right HTML code mode in the set cooperative level wrapper, since this mode is not allowed in windowed mode. Okay. However, if windowed mode is not requested, DxWnd leaves the cooperative level flags. It would be unaltered, but we're going to do as they are, allowing DDSCL exclusive cooperative mode if requested. Okay. This flag suppresses the DDSCL exclusive mode in full screen mode. That is when DDSCL full screen is set. Okay. Understandable, assuming you know what DDSCL exclusive and DDSCL full screen are, which I kind of don't. Let's just move this as well. This flag is required when running Warhammer 40,000 Rights of War. And I'm going to look this up to make sure the title is correct. Warhammer 40,000 Rights of War. Warhammer 40,000 colon Rights of War. Things falling down, that's alright. Warhammer 40,000 Rights of War in non-windowed full screen mode. Okay. So people know they can search the help for Warhammer and see if anything comes up, which I will show you. Art Donna says secondst 2 st. So Yellow Man is frist and Art is toost. Sex and I don't know. Secondst. I don't know how to say second without an N and a D at the end. Anyway, I think is that it? That's it. So I can close that. I'm going to save, and I'm going to go home, generate. This quick generate just makes temporary files and then opens and displays in whatever program you need for them. And if you want to actually generate files for real, like in a specific place that you can retain and isn't temporary, then you do generate help. And I only have build HTML documentation selected, so I do that. Doop-de-doo. Very good. And I'm going to open this. And pay no attention to the red stuff. It's okay. I have like several gigs free. It's fine. It's fine. Documents. Notes. Help and doc over here. Output. HTML. Here we are. So these are all newly created files. See, 11:16, 8:40 a.m. That's right now. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. We're gonna go to F, and we're gonna go to Documents, Python scripts, and we're going to run help and doc banner remover. And then we're going to get this, and it's going to say enter a directory, paste, and now they have a timestamp of 8:41 because they've been modified just now to remove the little created with help and doc at the bottom of every single page. This free version of help and doc is it says that it will add a watermark, and it does, and I do not prevent that, and then I remove it. Perfectly fine. 12, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Select all, and I'm going to remove these. Now I'm going to send all of this to a zip file. I could make a 7-zip file or some kind of RAR or whatever, but I just use the basic Windows zip file. And where'd it go? Somewhere? js.zip. Whichever file you right-click on to do this, that's the name that it gets. So I need 13 now, and this particular version number is just for internal use. Meaning it doesn't get published really. I just kind of stick it on the, I attach it as to that thread. And what do I do now? I will make a post over here. I've made the required changes. Oh no, I haven't. There was it said there was a typo somewhere that I don't. Hang on. There is a typo somewhere in skip offending messages in filter messages. Input message handling something. Hang on. Input message handling. Filter messages. File functions. That's wrong. Letter M. Okay. I missed that word. Totally wrong. Possible to receive, such as border sizing, taskbar events, and so forth. Did I not proofread this one? Very odd. Some programs are not properly coded to react to such impossible messages and may show malfunctions. This flag causes potentially harmful and meaningless messages to be suppressed. Okay. Operations like when we're trying to movement. Okay. Looks fine. Let's save that again. Let's generate the help again. Let's delete this. Yes, I know. Things are happening. I realize. Close. Number 13. Wrong. Okay. Do this. Resave. When you generate the output, it makes some kind of change. I don't know. It thinks there's been a change and prompts you to, thinks you have unsaved stuff somewhere. I don't know. InDesign does that too. Whatever. So we go back here, and we go to this actually, and we do that, and we do this again. Okay. And we select all, and we remove these, and we send to a zip file. Did it go? Yes. And we grab this file name, and we change it to number 13. Point 13. Some programs, you'll notice the official version name is 0 point something. They never change to like 1.0 or whatever, because it's always like in beta. Like we're not really sure if it's supposed to work. It's just not supposed to work. But if it does, you know, that's cool. So don't expect anything. There's gonna be mistakes. This is actually a 0 point whatever, because it's still heavily in development. But some like actual programs do this. I think as soon as you start charging for something, you have to be confident enough to have a version 1 point something at least. That's my feeling. Okay, very good. And now I go back here and I say I made the required changes. One small question. In this and this and this. There is still a GUI title. Process all messages. I don't see position message processing. Anyway. The newest documentation is attached, and I will update the website. And then I add attachments, and I choose files. 13. I've made the required changes. One small question. In input message handling, there is still a GUI title process all messages. I don't see position message processing anywhere. Position message, yeah, I don't see that. The newest documentation is attached, and I will update the website. Post. Spin, spin, spin. Anytime. Anytime. Waiting. When you put the mouse there, it moves to the other side. That's okay. Alright. Posted. There we go. And FileZilla is what I use. It will certainly open soon, I'm sure. I'm gonna move myself back over here. Seems more standard. Where is FileZilla? Seriously. Did I not? Open, please. Thank you. No. Blah, blah, blah. HTML. And here's what I do. Here, down to there. I'm just gonna upload everything, but not the zip files. That's not necessary. And I say upload, and always use this action for the current queue. So it's gonna upload all of this stuff, overwriting everything. And after this job is done, it's going to ask me again for the next stuff. So this is going to upload in that fashion, and then I hope this is actually not too bad in terms of the stream bandwidth. Uploading lots of little files, it's not any one large thing. It should be okay. And 97, have to change the link here, 97. All right. Doop-de-doo. Is it almost done? I don't know. It's gonna be a while. Q 100 and something K, and each file is very tiny. So that takes a little while, but it's going to upload everything to this top level area, and then I will make a new folder for 203.97, and oh, here we are. It's version 2, not version 0.2 or whatever. So this, even though it's constantly changing and getting you stuff, it's a full release sort of thing. So that's cool. Transfer is finished. Splendid. Create directory 203.97. And then with all this stuff still selected, upload. So what this does is we will have, you'll be able to go to like the main landing page on my site for the DxWnd help, and you can click on the version that you want, or the way it works, you can also link to that landing page slash DxWnd.html instead of the default, which sends you to the index file that I will update, that I will upload an updated version of. And that's the same URL every time, but always has the updated help, the newest version. So a kind of a static link that has updated content. Even while uploading, it says stream health is green. It's not good, it is green. So there you have it. This queue is almost done. I see it's 70 something K. This is the easy part, waiting. Now the scroll bar actually gets larger. There was so much stuff, it just went down to the minimum size. So we had that. Now I'm going to go back up one level. And I'm going to, oh god, where is it? It's not in C, it's an F. Dreamweaver, my website, DxWnd index. Upload. It's slightly larger because I have one more line in there. Fantastic. Okay. DxWnd. So here's the the landing page, etc. And here we are. And this is live. You can go to this URL right now if you want, as I am talking, not just in the archived video watching that, but right now it's already there if you would like to see. This is on the interwebs. Maybe you're saying, is there anything for my old Warhammer game? And you say, oh, there's a DxWnd tweak. What is this? And highlighted. This flag is required when running Warhammer 40,000 Rights of War. That's my game. In non-windowed full screen mode. That's what I've been trying to do and it wasn't working. Well, I will use this flag and then it will work and I will play a game and enjoy that. So that's a thing. Cool. I can also go back. I can go to DxWnd.html, and this is always the same link to the newest version, which you can also get to from the top link over here. Alrighty. Everything's updated and uploaded. All set. Reasonably straightforward once you have the process figured out. It was not straightforward figuring out what we wanted to do in a large company with like an office and, you know, cubicles and whatever. This would be meetings, endless meetings, and we would need buy-in from key people. But for this, everyone has the same amount of say and wants to help. And I treat the primary developer as the boss. Whatever he says is that's what I'll do. If there's something that he says that I don't want to do that I think is bad, I can always say, I'm not doing that, find someone else. But that has to happen because he's quite reasonable and he trusts my documentation judgment, so it works very well. So yeah, figuring out what exactly we wanted to do. It was a question between including all the help files with the program or having it just linked to a page online, which is what you can do with this. You could link to this URL. But he chose to include the help documentation with every distribution of the program itself. So it just when you go like help, show help sort of thing, I can show you that. When you go help, view help, see users, blah blah blah. So that's local data. So you don't need an internet connection to view the help, which most people have anyway. It's fine, but it does make it slightly larger, but not that much really. Let's see if we can forward to downloads. Yeah, 2397 build. The whole thing is 5 meg, and the help is probably a significant chunk, 3 meg. So 60% of this is the documentation, but it's 60% of 5 meg. So nobody really cares, is what we eventually decided, is that yes, it's more than twice as large of a distribution as it used to be, but it doesn't matter, because no one's worrying about a few meg here and there for the help. It's perfectly fine. So that's what we went with, and now it's just get the updates, change it in help and doc, generate the output, remove the nag banner, and zip it and put it on the thread, and upload it to my website. And that's it. pretty good, I think. I've got the process down. So I think that is the stream for today. I didn't have time to design a level for Expand because yesterday was very busy. I woke up and almost immediately went out. And then, where did I go from there? Right, I went home and then almost immediately after that, went out again to help a friend move. Do part of the move. There's more stuff to do, shelves to build and repair, and set up electronic things. So anyway, I hope to have time for that sometime soon, is the idea. I really do want to go into the Expand editor because it looks really powerful and cool. It's like the actual tool that they use to create the levels in the game. Which you don't often get. Sometimes there's a little user-friendly level editor included that you can sort of play around and do some stuff. But like Excitebike, I think, was one of the first games with a level editor included. I remember Revolt, an N64 game where you race remote control cars, had a level editor. That was pretty neat. But I don't think any of these level editors were what the developers used to create the levels in the game. But this one is for Expand, so that's neat. Anyway, that is the stream for today. I hope to see you in future streams, and thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by and chat, everyone. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.